your name is?
My name is Mervin Freed, but my friends call me Pitchfork.
Pitchfork, okay, and how did you get that name, Pitchfork, Mervin?
I was arrested at the Mojave County Administration Building because I stood up to our local tyrannical government.
Okay.
Our politicians got a copy of an email that citizens were going to meet on county property to protest some of the actions of our elected officials.
Okay.
The local officials decided to barricade the building with security guards and sheriff deputies. When I tried to enter the building, they told me that I could not enter the building because of my pitchfork.
Okay.
And I knew that there was no law against a pitchfork, so I went into the building. At that time, they arrested me and threw me in jail. That day, however, they let people go into the building with firearms. They felt that my assault pitchfork was very dangerous, but that a high-capacity firearm was not. So after a year's trial, or a year's worth of wrangling with the courts, I was acquitted of the charge.
And then, so now what are you doing?
And I just got arrested again.
No, but I mean, are you filing charges against them?
Yes, actually, Stuart Rhodes of Oathkeepers is my attorney, and he is filing a lawsuit against the county for them infringing on my constitutional rights.
Okay.
Pitchfork.
Well, you know, just to let you know, I'm with the Republic, and what we have done is we set fee schedules in advance. So when the bad guys, they decide to violate our rights, we already have our price schedule in effect. So what happens is if they do that to you, you just go refer back to the price sheet of how, and you file it on the county. And so so when they come back and say, and they do, you know, arrest you without a lawful Fourth Amendment warrant, then you send them a bill.
I like that.
So anyway, I'd like to, you know, we have James is with the Republic, I'm with the Republic. Dennis. We have a contingency here, and
I just got arrested again, as I was saying. Our county supervisors increased our property tax rate by 24%.
Nice. We got to pay for the cost of incarcerating you.
Well, sure. We just spent $74 million on a jail, which our sheriff, Tom Sheehan, who doesn't really believe in the Constitution, says that there's enough room in that jail for everybody that's protesting.
Nice.
He has room for everybody to throw him in
Well,
jail.
let's slap him with a bill of $2 million per occurrence.
And so they were going to vote to, they had a public hearing to talk about whether or not they were going to raise the property taxes. And I wore a t-shirt into the building that said, "Fuck the tax."
Nice. I love it. Pound it. Boom.
As you know, there was a Supreme Court decision in 1972 about a gentleman who wore a jacket. It's Cone versus the state of California, where he wore a jacket that said "Fuck the draft" in protest to the war at that time. And he was cited for disturbing the peace, I believe. And
for having a shirt.
It went to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court basically said that that is his protected First Amendment right to freedom of speech.
Nice. Our
county has a policy that says that you can wear shirts that are in favor or against anything that's on the agenda. They just don't like me. I've been selectively edited out of videos. When I've been up at the podium speaking to our elected officials, the camera goes to a wide angle of the room and you can't see me speak.
How interesting is that?
You can hear me, but you can't see me speak. And that's happened on several occasions when I've been there, because I'm not one of the people they want at this public meeting.
No, because we're somebody. You're somebody that they want to silence.
Of course.
And run out of town.
They want to,
and put in jail.
Well, the thing is that after I got arrested for the Pitchfork incident, our county manager, who has no investigative authority at all, decided to call my boss at work and start asking questions about me.
Nice. Create a situation where you can't feed yourself.
Exactly. That's how you fight a war, is you take out the enemy's means of support. You cut off his supply lines.
Right.
So he tried to call my boss and get me fired.
Right. Or just cause turmoil at your work environment. Yes.
And fortunately,
that's
my
harassment.
Supervisor at the time was aware of the situation and knew that the county manager was on a fishing trip.
Right.
And so it didn't go any farther than that. But I still feel like, you know, they're watching me.
Well, I'm going to show you my. I have my fee schedule here. It's filed on the county and Pinal County, and it's also filed internationally. So when these motherfuckers they try and they dick with you, then you just say, "Hey man, here's my fee schedule." It's no different than if you go into the coffee shop and say, "Give me a cup of coffee." Say, "Hey, here's the menu." "No, give me a cup of coffee." "Okay, I'll give you a cup of coffee." They slap you with a bill for $500. You can't say they didn't try and warn you. You drink that coffee, you owe them the money. See, the problem is they have these fee schedules in place where they are, you know, when you do something, that's what you pay.
Yes.
Well, what happens is when they put you in the contract, you put them in the contract at the same time. Guess what? My bill's a little higher than yours, motherfucker.
Well, just like when you pay a doctor's bill or some other bill,
yeah,
and then they send you another bill in the mail when you've already paid it. Why can't you send a bill back to them for doing the research to show them that you paid the bill? Say, oh, you owe us $50 for a back doctor bill. You send them a bill. Well, no, here's a copy of my check, and here's a $200 bill for doing the research to show you that I paid the bill.
Right, when you should have done this in the first place.
Exactly.
And you have all the infrastructure.
Exactly. Exactly. Right. I like this. I like this.
So anyway, no, this is mine.
Right.
I use this in case I get, and we are forming republics in Mojave County, all over the state. I mean, we're doing this all across the country. Excellent. And what we need is people who are willing to stand the fuck up, like you have done already.
It gets expensive, but
there is a light at the end of the rainbow.
Our founding fathers gave their lives.
They gave their lives.
In foreign countries fighting for the banks right now.
Right.
That are giving their lives, and they're giving it for less than freedom. They're giving it to protect corporate America.
Right. Now, what is the tag you have on your? Can I do a close up on your?
The tag is just the certificate of authenticity.
Nice. So, have you had any offers? Turn around.
This is from the Mojave County Sheriff's Department as evidence of my major crime.
Nice.
The funny thing is, they didn't take my T-shirt when they arrested me for the T-shirt. They didn't collect the evidence. And right now, my case.
Wait. They didn't collect the evidence because they said it was because of the T-shirt, not because of the pitchfork.
The second time I got arrested.
Okay, so tell us about the second time. Did we catch that?
Yes.
I don't know if we did.
The second time was when I wore the T-shirt that said "fuck the tax."
Okay. Huh?
So.
Okay.
So anyway, my case has been transferred to 2 different courts now. I've gotten no information from the courts at all about it. They've given me no reason to transfer it. They violated my due process. Right now they want to hear it in a municipal court in Bullhead City, which has no jurisdiction over what happens in Kingman. And my attorney in Kingman, Eric Engan, E-N-G-A-N, he has filed a motion to dismiss because the court has no jurisdiction over the case.
Got it. So they just want to wear you out.
Well, sure.
That's
they
what they
want to
do.
Just like it says in the Declaration of Independence, when our founding fathers were sent to faraway courts, you know, they would hold a court in a faraway land,
sure,
and make the founding fathers go at a great expense and time to this faraway court to be heard.
Right.
They're pulling the same thing with me.
Sure. No, they're doing it. It's not just you.
Yes.
It's everyone.
Yes, we actually have somebody in our city that's been arrested for wearing a hat at a meeting because he wouldn't bow down and take his hat off to his elected officials, his employees. And they had the case transferred to San Luis, down here by the Mexican border, from Kingman, and he was supposed to appear last week in court.
Wow.
And here's somebody that has to travel 5 hours or to go
out of the county?
Out of the county.
Now, is Bullhead City in your county or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Bullhead City and Lake House.
But they wanted to send this guy out of the county.
Yes. They wanted him to go at great expense to a faraway court to just go to have his case.
Because then if you don't show up, then you're guilty.
Yes, and the funny thing about not showing up is when I was arrested for the Pitchfork, the 8th Amendment to the Constitution says unreasonable bail shall not be imposed. The maximum fine for my crime, if I was the biggest, baddest trespasser out there, is $500. The judge charged me $1,500 cash to get out of jail.
Nice.
3 times the maximum amount, but $1,500 would have paid a bail bondsman for $15,000 bail to get out of jail, or a bond. Excuse me, a bond.
Right. So they want they want to show you we don't like you.
Exactly. Then.
And you're not welcome. Your presence is not welcome at our festivals.
I go to the court a few days after I'm arrested because my paperwork says I have to appear.
There you go.
And when I have to appear within 10 days. I go down to the court about 3 days later. I say I'm here. They say we don't have your case yet. I says, well, how do I know when I need to be here? They said, well, next Wednesday is when the judge hears these cases. So if they're going to prosecute you, you will be seen next Wednesday. Of course, I can't sleep Tuesday night. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I go onto the court website and I look at the official docket for the next day. My name doesn't appear. So I think, great, I don't have to show up in court. They're not going to press charges. They see what idiots they are. They realize they're going to lose. So I think, okay, I don't have to go. But then I think about it a little bit more. And I think, wait a minute, it's a trap. They didn't put my name on there because they're going to get me for 3 times the maximum fine. Then they're going to put it out in the paper that I didn't show up for court. Then they're going to get me on another charge. And so I went to court, and oddly enough, I was the first one heard that day.
Interesting.
Yes.
And you weren't even on the docket.
I was not on the docket.
Very interesting.
My attorney has told me that he has never, ever had a client have to appear on a day when their name is not on the docket.
Well, do we see any similarities between what's going on here and what's going on in Kingman?
Yeah.
What kind of similarities do you see?
It's the same thing, except this one's got a little more national attention than what's going on in Kingman.
Yeah, they turned up the heat in the water and the boiling water too fast, so the frogs are popping out.
We should have had this up in Kingman. It's a little cooler.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have one in Kingman.
I think you're in charge.
Yeah,
boom.
We can have a barbecue at my place.
Boom. All right. You set the date, man. We'll make a rock and roll.
All right. Sounds
Lock
good.
and load, right?